Confined spaces. A safety meeting video brought to you by weeklysafety.com. Welcome to today's safety meeting on confined spaces. Confined spaces might look harmless, but they often hide serious hazards that can lead to injury or even death if proper precautions aren't taken. Today, we'll talk about what confined spaces are, the risks involved, and how to protect yourself and others when working in or around them. What is a confined space? A confined space is any area that meets 3 criteria. It's large enough for a person to enter and perform work. It has limited or restricted ways to get in or out. And it's not designed for continuous occupancy. This means that even though someone can enter the space, it's not a place where people are meant to stay or work for long periods of time. Some examples of confined spaces include tanks, silos, storage bins, utility vaults, pipelines, crawl spaces, as well as pits and sewer tunnels. Even some attics or crawl spaces under certain buildings could meet the definition of a confined space if they limit movement and pose a risk to the person inside. Permit-required confined spaces. Some confined spaces are more dangerous than others. These are called permit-required confined spaces. These spaces contain one or more serious hazards, such as a hazardous atmosphere, the risk of engulfment, an inwardly sloping floor that could trap a worker, or any other serious safety or health hazard. These types of spaces require a permit system before anyone enters. The permit ensures that all necessary precautions are in place, such as air testing, rescue equipment, and trained personnel standing by. Workers must never enter a permit-required confined space unless they have been properly trained and authorized. Invisible hazards. One of the biggest dangers of confined spaces is that the risks aren't always obvious. You can't always see or smell problems like low oxygen, toxic fumes, or flammable gases. That's why air monitoring is critical. Before entering a confined space, workers should test the air using special gas meters that measure oxygen levels and check for hazardous substances. These devices sound alarms and flash warning lights if unsafe conditions are detected. Never rely on your senses alone to decide if a space is safe. Just because the air smells fine doesn't mean it's safe to breathe. Proper testing is the only way to know for sure. Don't assume it's safe. Just because a space is open or doesn't have a warning label doesn't mean it's safe to enter. Always stop and assess the situation before going into any area that could be a confined space. If you think an area might be a confined space, speak up. Let your supervisor know and wait for confirmation and instructions. It's better to be cautious than to assume a space is safe and put yourself or others in danger. If you notice someone about to enter a confined space without the proper gear or approval, say something. Your awareness could prevent a serious accident. Training and authorization. No one should enter a confined space unless they've been trained and authorized to do so. Training includes recognizing hazards, using testing and monitoring equipment, understanding entry permits, and knowing the roles of everyone involved, like attendants and entry supervisors. If you're entering a confined space, you should also be familiar with the rescue procedures in case something goes wrong. Proper equipment like harnesses, tripods, and communication tools should always be ready and in place. Never try to rescue someone from a confined space unless you are trained and part of a designated rescue team. Attempting a rescue without the right training or backup can result in multiple injuries or fatalities. It's essential that all rescues are planned and performed by trained personnel with the proper equipment. Confined space hazards. Confined spaces can contain a variety of hazards like oxygen-deficient atmospheres that can cause unconsciousness or death, toxic gases that can harm or kill within seconds, flammable vapors that may ignite with just a spark, risk of drowning or engulfment in liquids, grains, or powders, tight spaces or inwardly sloping walls that can trap a person inside. Because these risks are often invisible, every confined space should be treated with caution. Make sure all safety protocols are followed before entry. Confined space safety review. Let's review a few critical points. A confined space is any area that's large enough to enter, has limited entry or exit, and isn't designed for people to be in regularly. Some confined spaces are so hazardous they require a permit and additional safety measures before entry. Hazards like low oxygen and toxic gases can't always be seen or smelled, so proper training and air testing are essential. Never enter or attempt to rescue someone from a confined space unless you are trained and equipped to do so. Always take the time to assess the environment, follow your training, and look out for each other. Your awareness and actions help keep the workplace safe for everyone. Thanks for being part of today's safety meeting on confined spaces.